forgot to take your shoes off. Could you please leave them by the door?
Oh, I'm fine. I wear these shoes in my house all the time.
I really would prefer if you could please just leave your shoes at the door.
Oh my gosh, really? I'll just stay outside then.
I don't want your nasty little freaking shoes walking to the side, going to the couch. Nope, remove it at the door.
Have you ever been to a house where they're like, take your shoes off at the door, and you walk around and you hang out, and then you go home and you're just like, man, these socks are black. You feel disgusting, and like, why? Don't let people take your shoes off. Your floors are that freaking dirty.
Let's ask the people. Let's do it. Okay, do you wear your shoes inside your home? Let us know which side you're on.
Welcome back. We are talking about the debates firing on social media, and that's another one. Do you expect people to take their shoes off before entering your home? It's a long-running debate. Remember Sex and the City? Carrie Bradshaw was asked to remove her $500 Manolo Blahniks at a swanky party, only to have them stolen. Take a look.
Jeez, if I'd known I was going to be shoeless, I would have compensated with a big hat or something. Okay.
That is true life. Okay, so that ignited a debate 20 years later with some questioning if Carrie should have ever taken her shoes off in the first place. Clearly, she agreed because, you know, she's gracious. But it's a request our next guest, Jesse Catches from New York City, has no problem making of his house guests, insisting all shoes be left at the door right there. Tam fam already saying yes. Some of you, Jesse is here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jesse, you share your apartment in Brooklyn with your fiance, Natasha. The rule of no shoes, where did it come from?
The rule of no shoes, we both grew up taking our shoes off at the door.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Northern California.
Okay.
So I took my shoes off at the door at home because my room, my house was a sanctuary.
Yeah.
My parents, they didn't share that same rule. We were going in and out of the house a lot. So, you know, they're happy to leave their shoes on. But when we came to New York, it was a done deal. We're not gonna walk on the New York streets with the grit and the grime and the rats and bring that in the house.
So you have a serious no shoes policy. In fact, you do something I do. You offer slippers. I went on the website and I bought a few little slippers to give them, and I stockpiled them at the front door. So you give them out to your guests.
I do if they ask. You know,
if they ask.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we have a stockpile of slippers, and some people don't like to take their shoes off in the house. So
would
we
you
have
turn
slippers.
someone away? So if your dear friend visits, I'm gonna start drama, and they're like, "Listen, Jesse, I love you, but I'm not taking my shoes off. These boots are hurt. They're up to here. Taking them off is a hassle." What do you say?
They're not coming in. I'm sorry. They're not coming in.
Okay, Nick's mouth is to the floor. Nick, what do you say?
I mean, read the room. If your host says, I would like you to take off the shoes, unless you have a really good reason not to, then yeah, you should respect the wishes of the host.
Leah, what do you think?
I mean, I always take my shoes off. I can't imagine walking into someone's home and them being like, please do this, and me being like, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after I moved to New York, I mean, I saw people literally spit in front of you.
Yes.
And then there was a Rat Pee article the other day. I was like, I'm done. You gotta. But I never thought about it when the woman in the TikTok video said, take her shoes off, and her socks are black. And she's like, your house is dirty, and you want me to take my shoes off? That's amazing. Yeah. I like this. Okay, Tam fam. I'm curious, what do y'all think? Do you expect your guests to take their shoes off before entering your home? Yeah. Yes. Okay, this one, the majority, even though we have some people who say no, and I'm curious where you're from, because when I lived in Texas, I didn't care. Moving to New York changed me. But the majority that I see here say, yes, take your shoes off in the house. Yes. Thank you, Jesse.
Yes, thank you.
Nick and Leah, you are the best co-hosts I've